Hey guys, welcome back to Detroit Garage. This video is just going to be a quick one. I'm welding up the oil pan for the silver build. I didn't bring my camera and I'm pretty much done, except I got to put some bungs in. It started out life as an industrial pan, but I've got to reverse it around and put the sump on the back of the engine for the oil pickup, and get rid of this area here because it's got to fit in this chassis here. There's no room. I'll show you. You see that? There's just no room down by the oil pan. So there's just no room for an oil pan, or much of an oil pan. So I've fit it and then welded it up, and it'll also fit in my F350 as well. So if I ever need this engine in my F350 for whatever reason, it fits. So I'm going to pull it off, and then I'm going to weld in some bungs. One bung there for an oil heater. This one here will go right in there. And then two more, one for a turbo drain and one as a spare in case I have a reason to use it, like compound turbos again. I don't expect to do that, but you never know, so we'll do that, and there you have it. And speaking of which, some of you guys wanted a video of this truck. Now, I have put this on hold to build this engine and the transmission adapter for the ZF6. And then it'll go in the truck, and then I can finish off the floorboards for it. Right now the floor is cut out of it, so I need to strengthen the floor and make a floor pan for it. And I really can't do that till I get the transmission in it. Then I know what size of a pan I've got to make. So it's a 1948 Diamond T 509S. It's going to be an open cowl look like it is now. I took the cowls off, with 22.5 rubber on it and lowered down a little bit. Extended cab by 19 inches. And it's going to have a 12-foot 6-inch bed on it. It's going to run a ZF6 right here. Silver Series that we're doing the video on, at about 275 to 300 horse. And another transmission behind the ZF6, and it's a Spicer 7041 to give it double overdrive. It's got low gears, 488 gears, with the 22.5 rubber and the double overdrive. I'll be able to do 70-80 like I always drive with my F350, so it'll be perfect. A good highway cruiser, and also a usable truck for heavier loads. A lot of fun, but right now I'm not working on this. I'm focusing on the engine, the flywheel housing and adapter for the ZF6. So once that's finished, I could put it in the truck and then finish this truck off. So there you go, guys. Lots of videos to come. Don't worry, I will video this whole thing. I'll put a link in description below with the work I've done on it so far. Yeah, gonna be a lot of fun. Oh, the chassis, it's a rolling F550 chassis, 2008. So modern brakes, steering stuff, you know, suspension, all that nice stuff. So there's the inside. It's leak tested, and I'll show you what the pan looked like before. All right, it looked like that pan there, identical. So it's been hacked and cut, and now it's like an automotive pan. All right, what I should have done is drilled it out with these. I just don't have the right size. This one's worn out. Hole dozer. But instead, I'm just using this bit here and then running it around like that. So it's very, very time consuming relative to using the hole dozer. Anyway, I'll bring you back when I got 4 holes done. All right, got the holes drilled, and now we gotta weld the fittings in. So we've got a oil pan heater, a oil temp sensor, a spare bung, and the oil drain for the turbo. All right, guys, we got the holes all drilled out, and I've test fit everything, and it all clears the oil pickup, so perfect. I've got about 1 inch and a bit on the bottom between the oil pickup and the pan, so lots of area there for the fluids to for the oil to flow. I don't know how many quarts this is, but it's a little bit bigger than the one on my F350. I'd say it's about 10 quarts, maybe. I'll measure it and see, just for giggles. But we're gonna weld this in. I'm going to try the MIG welder on this, because I'm almost out of gas on the TIG welder. So we'll try that and see how it turns out. It's not gonna be pretty, but it just looks that way. Yeah, pretty happy with that. Yeah, beautiful. Okay, let's get welding. Yeah, it's not pretty, but it should work. I'll do some leak testing now and see if it holds water. Once it's leak tested, it's not out of the weld. Here, just a minute. I'll get some Teflon tape. Well, so far so good. No leaks. Well, don't worry about that one. Yeah, it's leak free. Except for this, of course, but what can I do, you know? I didn't have a bung to throw in there, or a plug, so I just made that one up. Okay, we got it in primer. We've got everything welded up, leak tested. It doesn't, well, it doesn't look too pretty, but it doesn't have to be pretty. I will do a bit of sanding on it with some wet and dry, and then a little bit more primer, and then the final coat. Well, intermediate coat. The final coat will be a different shade of silver. But anyway, it's coming along. In the meantime, while this dries, we're working on the pickup tube for the oil pump. And I've got the old one that came out of it, and you could see it sloped up here. What doesn't work well with that flat pan. See how that's flat along there? Because the pan's flat, you can't have it rising up. That's the industrial style. So I'm gonna cut this right along here where it was rubbing on something. So cut it there, extend it, and then weld the pipe back up. I'll show you on the engine. Okay, with the industrial pan, it kind of sat there, maybe a bit further back. So this is the pickup that came off of it, and we're replacing that with this automotive style one, but I have to lengthen it. So it would have been on there like that, but we have to lengthen it to here. So I'm going to do that now. So we've just kind of fit this in, and now I have to measure the pipe. going to be 5¼ inches. So we'll cut a piece 5½ and then fit it. So I'm sacrificing the old pickup as opposed to buying pipe, and I can always make new ones if I have to. So okay, I've kind of got it set up and I've just clamped that pipe back on, so I'll take that off and then go tack it up. Alright guys, well, we got it all welded up. I ended up using a couple of sleeves on here and then welding along the edges. I figured that would be stronger than butt welding it. Just don't want any cracks. And then there's a couple spots where there's a little pinhole leak, so I welded those up. It's all pressure tested, new gasket. Everything's cleaned and bolted down. So this will be the last time. Jimmy's upside down. The oil pan goes on next, so I'll show you that. It's a bit of a silk purse, but it does hold water, and we're gonna bolt it on and call it good. I think it's about 12 quarts. Yeah, about 11 quarts to fill it up, so that's just about perfect. I didn't bore you to tears with the body work on it. It's a bit rough, but you know what, you never see it anyway. I'll give it a little light sand later and then finish it with the final coat, or maybe not. So I'll go get the gasket and we'll bolt it down. So there's the gasket, and we're going to torque it down to 20 foot-pounds. Alright, you know what I forgot? I forgot to drill and tap a hole for the dipstick. The other ones are up here for the industrial engines, but nothing in the back. Alright, so that's done. Oil level's an inch below the gasket, which is just about perfect. And then this will just be a reference. I'll replace this with a proper dipstick when I can find one or make one. Well, happy times indeed. Got the oil pan back on now. I'll find some plugs for it. And then the next time you guys see it, it'll be on the dyno chassis. So that'll be the next video. Putting it on the dyno chassis. And then I can start working on the head. So very nice indeed. Well, there you have it, guys. That's the oil pan and the oil pickup complete. A lot of work. So a lot of fiddly stuff, you know, welding. This oil pan was basically scrap, so I fixed it up and there it is now. About 11 quarts, give or take a quart, so perfect. Well, thanks for checking in, and we'll catch you on the next video. Take care.